Hey, welcome back to another video. Been a little while since I've recorded a video here. I've been busy and I could go into a lot of stories here in a minute on why I haven't been playing video games, but FDR has still been making mods. I don't know how he does it. And we got a new map here and I wanted to start playing on it and I figured I might as well record videos just like I always talked about my the last ones. If I'm playing, I might as well record. I started a little section here. I just wanted to kind of get a feel for the map a little bit. I didn't even go. That's the shop right there. So I just cut in a little landing right here. We'll get started here though, cutting trees. What have I been doing? It's really just that summertime is much nicer weather, so it's hard to want to sit inside and play video games, although I definitely can. No question about that. I'm doing it right now. But makes it a little bit tough to want to sit inside and play video games and record videos. So that's kind of what I've been doing, but like I said, this is a new map that I really wanted to check out. He also came out with a new yarder. Whoa. I haven't played so long, I gotta figure out how to play the game again, essentially. What I can do, what I can't do. Where I should drop trees. Definitely I'm better at it than I thought I was gonna be after not playing for so long. But it does take a little bit of work remembering how things are done. Not that I even know how things are done, because this is the only experience I have with this, playing this video game. So I'm sure what I do is not always correct. Whoops. Just like that, like getting an idea where the top of the tree is, because especially in this game you can't see anything. So when I'm trying to thread the needle between these trees here, it's a little difficult. It kind of thrashes me around a little bit. Now what I did to clear the landing out was I kind of dropped all the trees in the area here and I cut them all to length, and then I just took the loader and stacked them into those piles there that you see. And that worked pretty well. Obviously, coming into the woods here, I can't quite do that. I'm gonna have to get a skidder, start pulling these piles out. And the way I just laid that pile is not very conducive to a skidder coming in and grabbing a hold of it, just because it's gonna kind of wedge itself within the tree. So I might have to, that first pile, I might have to bring the processor over and process it right where it is. I don't know. Let's see here. Trying to get this laid down right in front of me. See, I think I kind of got some trees, that tree right in front of me right there. Kind of screwed my pile up, but that's okay. It'll be kind of a small grab for the skidder. Get this opened up a little wider here too. Tell you what I've been doing in real life. I just bought myself a new lawnmower, new zero-turn mower. I got quite a bit of grass to mow, so that's been fun. I went from a John Deere ride-on lawnmower to a John Deere zero-turn, and it It doesn't quite. I didn't get a super big commercial mower, so it's doesn't cut quite as fast as I really would like it to cut. It cuts pretty well though. I really wanted a Walker zero turn mower, but the I went to look at one on Facebook. Some guy had one listed on Facebook Marketplace, and it was it was an old one, had some problems and needed some work. It was leaking, and I offered him substantially lower than he was asking because it really wasn't worth what he was asking, and he kind of just laughed at me and told me I should go to Home Depot and buy a mower. That was earlier this year, and his mower is still for sale, so, and he keeps dropping it closer and closer to the price I offered him. So I get it every time he relists it. I save it so that I can see what he sells it for. This new map here is a remake of a map from Farming Simulator 22, I guess. One that FDR had made in Farming Simulator 22. And I never played Farming Simulator 22. Or at least I never played logging like this. Like I did play it, but I never played on PC. I never had any mods. So I never got to experience any of his maps. And I actually think this is, so far, it is my favorite map. Whether that's just because it's a new map or because it's that good, I couldn't tell you. But I've been liking the trees on it. I like the tree sizes. They're kind of longer, taller trees. The short ones, some short trees are okay, but when you have to keep constantly going back with the processor to get these piles, it seems like it slows things way down. It definitely slows things way down. I should say it seems like it definitely does. So if you have some of these longer trees, you can get more logs with every tree you process. I wish I was a little bit more wealthy, and then I can. Another thing I see for Facebook on Facebook Marketplace in my area, and it's probably because I click on this kind of stuff, is I see a bunch of older fella bunchers for sale. People ask like 20 or 30,000 for these old junk ones. I think it would be fun to have one just to play with in my yard. Make some YouTube videos on it. Learning how to run one when you've never done it before. I still feel like I should, we'll see what happens this winter. One of the ideas, the reason I really started making Farming Simulator YouTube videos was because I thought I could do something different. Turns out I just really haven't put the effort in. I still think I could do it. But a little tippy here. Oops. Scary. Almost flipped over. Make this stack here hair bigger, so it's not a waste of a trip with the skidder, and then I'm gonna buy a skidder. We'll see if we can grab some of this stuff and start getting it cut up into the logs. But my idea for Farming Simulator videos was there's really enough stuff in the game to where you can like role play, I guess. Even though I see the role play YouTubers doing Farming Simulator, and it's something I'm really not a fan of. I wouldn't be like really like fake style role playing, just kind of like how I'm doing now. Kind of just play the game realistically. There's enough stuff into the game where you can come onto a piece of land here like this, log it, build these roadways, and you can essentially build house lots on these pieces of land and build roadways into them. And then they have the constructible option. Place these houses and you can start trucking all the material in to build all the houses. That was something I wanted to do for a while, but I never really got around to it. I don't know where I'm running to here. Figured I'd run out versus transfer machine. That way we could see how much we cut. It was a decent ways. Let's see. What do we got here for skidders? Really the only options are the FDR ones. Oh, I forgot I had to have the cable skidder as an option. It's tempting to use this. Maybe some other time. These are some in-game mods that all suffer from the same in-game grapple problems. We'll go with a tiger cat. Rather have that over the caterpillar. This might be a little bit tricky because I was never good at using the skidder. At least I don't think I was. So see how my operating goes. It's been a minute. You can see how close I am to the shop. I was just trying to make it easy on myself. There's a lot of cool areas on this map, and maybe once I get into it a little bit more, we can use a yarder and give that a try. The new yarder he's got is pretty interesting. Switch controls here. I kind of wish FDR made a swing boom skidder so that I could more easily pull off a maneuver like this. Takes a little bit of concentration. There we go. Just gonna pull it up. See, that's exactly why I was saying I pinned these trees in between other trees and caused issues for myself. Looks like we got it out okay though. We'll drop these right here, even though I got it kind of stacked on top of my machine. Stuck right on there. Come on. That's one thing that is tough with this game, is just stuff like that. Like, you'd think that there's no way that would stay stuck on your machine. Luckily, we got other pieces of equipment here to kind of fix it for us. So we'll process all these logs right here, and then I'll stack them back up on the side with this. That way we can get a log truck in here. I think generally, I don't know how they do it in the western part of the world. Western United States, I should say. They, how they work on their landing. Generally around here, every place I see, they got a big slasher set up and sits in the middle of the landing, and that's what processes all the trees, stacks them up into piles, and then either the log truck will have a grapple on it, or the processor on the landing will load all the trucks. I don't know why I'm stuck like this. He did mess around and change all the weights and everything of all the logs, so it's something I'm not used to, figuring out what's going on here. Like I said, something I'm not used to. You can definitely tell when I'm struggling with something because I get really quiet. Right. Full concentration mode. I should take get something to grind these stumps down when I fight all these stumps. We'll toss these two trees in the pile here, and then I'm going to call it because I'm really struggling with this skidder here. Not great at operating the skidder here, and I think a lot of it has to do with the controls. Like, I can't have controls set up for each vehicle. Like, I feel like I don't know this for a fact, but the skidder here, when you get inside the cab here, you get two joysticks, and I'm assuming one joystick is for steering the vehicle, and I have to use the thumbsticks on top of the joysticks that I have, and I don't know, control scheme I feel like is a little bit off. I'm gonna have to clean these stumps up. I can't push these trees around. We're gonna call that good. Generally, I play first person only. I was running the skidder there, not in first person, so hopefully that doesn't offend anybody, but this stuff here is still, it's just easier actually to run first person. Get my boom down. I'm about to flip over here. Can't see where my tracks are. Let's go. Just kind of guessing at the motion I'm moving in, that where my tracks are. See, and I can feel already that I'm not set up in a great place here, but I don't know what I can do to fix it because I haven't played in so long. Like, I gotta figure out what I'm doing wrong. The funny thing is, it happens to me with stuff like this in real life, I would say. where I'll get pretty good at something because I do it every day. And then as soon as I'm done doing it every day, I kind of forget what I used to do. And I'll run into these problems. I'll be like, I used to have a really easy fix for this. I used to know exactly what to do to fix this problem. But I just can't think of it right now. And eventually, I'll figure it out a second time. And it's just funny how it happens. Hopefully these trees here don't mess up my pile there too bad. I thought we hauled a lot more out here for trees. Guess not, though. We're doing a lot better than I thought we would. I thought I was going to struggle with this video, where I haven't done it in a little while, but it's not too bad, I feel like. If anybody has their notifications on and watches this, I'd be curious to know what they thought of it. I think it started off a little slow, but here. Definitely found a little bit of a rhythm. I might as well cut this log. Yeah, it looks like I can get one more out of it. Just got a funky little top piece, that's all. Let's drag this one around. Get this one in the pile too. Gonna kind of run it through the wheels here till it kind of levels out. I wonder how much a processor head in real life would be able to do with that, like pushing the tree backwards. I know it obviously can pull the tree, but how much pushing power does it have? I can't imagine it's a lot, but then again, something that I know nothing about. I'm trying to keep my pile nice, but I can't quite see where the butts line up. That's just because where I'm parked. Now, I don't like having my, obviously I just processed this whole pile and I got all these branches laying in the middle of the landing. I'll have to do something about that. I don't necessarily like doing that. That's obviously not the right way to do things. I can see that. I just don't know what the proper way is. I just want to move these off to the side here. That way I got some room to work. And this definitely isn't the right way to do things that I can see anyway. Maybe you really have no choice. You kind of got to make a mess and then clean it up after, but I feel like the more times you handle the wood, the more inefficient you are. That's pretty much just common sense. I was worried that I was going to have trouble with depth perception, like I always complained about before, and it's definitely there. It's not as easy as it was, but it's not anywhere near as bad as it was either. Like when I first started doing this, it was very difficult. Now I can kind of gauge it a little bit better. Trying to straighten the pile up and it keeps getting hooked. Something like that. Oh. If you just open up the grapple a little bit, there's no place for the log to get hooked. Yeah, it's just things you gotta learn. Also, don't back into trees. What I just was doing there, I couldn't get off out of the way enough. Well, that's a first look, I guess, at FDR's new map here. Got a little bit of wood. Still got a lot to drag out here. I thought I was going to be able to pull all this out really quick, but like I said, it's a little bit tough for me. I kind of wish that he had an option for clam bunk on the forwarder, kind of like, let's see if I have no, I don't have any mods on this map here, but just a forwarder with a skidder grapple on the back of it. That way you can load all the trees up that way. I think that would be much easier. Maybe in the future. Anyways, hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.